Come on, everybody. There we go. All right. Now, who remembers what we talked about last week? Joshua. Joshua is cool, right? He's a soldier, he's got an army, but what do we remember Joshua most for doing? What did Joshua do that we remember him for? Any of you? We remember him for attacking the town of Jericho. But who took down the walls of Jericho? That's what we're going to talk about today. So, here's what it says in the Bible. It says, now Jericho was tightly shut up because the children of Israel were around it. None of the people went out of Jericho and nobody came in. And God said to Joshua, look, I have given Jericho into your hand with his king and the mighty men of valor. And what you're going to do is this. You will surround the city, all of the men of war, and you'll walk around the city once. You'll do this for 6 days. And 7 priests will bear before the Ark of the Covenant 7 trumpets. And the 7th day, you will walk around the city 7 times, and then the priests will blow at the trumpets, and it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the trumpets, when you hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people will shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat. Okay. So that seems like an odd way to attack a city, right? Normally, if you're going to attack a city, you're going to dig ditches around it and build walls and maybe build ramps of earth that go up to the top of the walls, or maybe you build a big wooden tower that you have ladders and you go up and climb over the walls. Or maybe you build ladders. There are all kinds of ways that if you're a soldier, you attack a city. Walking around the city is not on the list. It's not a soldier sort of thing to do. It's a church kind of thing to do. Can you think of any time we walk around stuff in the church? What do you think? The altar boys walk around the church carrying candles. That's right. When we do the epitafio, we carry an ark. That's what the epitafio is. We carry it on the shoulders with 4 poles. We carry it around the church, but only once. If we tried to do it 7 times, the men's shoulders would fall off. Right? What else do we walk around? When we're going to communion, actually that's right, you do sort of walk around. I'll tell you other times though. Remember Icon Sunday, the Sunday of Orthodoxy? What do we do with the icons? We walk around the church. How many of you have been to a baptism? Okay. At a baptism, after the baby's baptized, what do we do with the baby? We walk around the baptismal font. Have any of you ever seen a wedding? Okay, at a wedding, what happens to the couple after they're crowned? They go around the table. They have the Isaiah Choreve, the dance of Isaiah. And the same thing happens when we ordain a priest. After we, before the priest is ordained, as he's being ordained, he's led into the altar and he's walked around the table 3 times. The long and the short of it is, we like walking around things in the church, right? So God tells Joshua and the people at Jericho to walk around the city. It's not a soldier kind of thing to do. It's a church kind of thing to do. So what do you think it means? Because it means something. It's not just, oh, it's a church thing, so God told them to do a church thing there, right? That doesn't explain it. What does walking around stuff mean? Any guesses? Who's going to accomplish something at a baptism? Who's doing the work? Is it the priest? Ooh. He does a little bit of work. Not Joshua at a baptism, right? Who's doing the work at a wedding? Some people are doing some stuff, but the main work that's being done is God is making the man and the woman husband and wife. When we do a baptism, God is taking the person, the baby, and making them a Christian. When we walk around the church with the icons, we're waiting on God to act. And when Joshua and the children of Israel walked around Jericho, those 7 times with the trumpets carrying the Ark of the Covenant, they're waiting for God to act. God tells them, don't you dare build a ladder. You're not going to take this city. I'm going to give the city to you. And that's why they walk around all those times. So when we do the epitapho, what are we waiting for? Jesus is dead. His body's lying in the tomb. We walk around the church. What are we waiting for? On Holy Friday, Jesus is dead. He's lying in the tomb. And we walk around the church. What are we waiting for? We're waiting for him to rise from the dead. There's something that the priest says at the beginning of every liturgy. Actually, it's the deacon's line. He says, Keros tu piise to Kyrio. It is the Lord's time to act. And when we walk around things in the church, we're waiting on God. So next time you see a baptism, or a Sunday of Orthodoxy, or a wedding, or the epitapho, or anything where we walk around in circles, remember what we're doing. We're waiting on God to act. He acts, and we receive. We respond. And we're going to do that now. So stand up, get in line, and we'll take communion. And good strength as you fill these shoe boxes today. You have a lot of work to do. Make a little space for me. Metaphor Theo pistios qui agapis proserthete, with the fear of God, with